Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm out here once again with Brody. We're about 3 hours into day one, and so continue to interact with Brody. Now, just here a few minutes ago, taking him out to the bathroom for the first time, and he was very, very reactive to there's more of a kind of a narrow area in the training area that leads to the outside, the door. And so he's very, very reactive to that. So what you see with dogs, once they gain level control, this is where tighter spaces or like peripherally, where there's like more closed in. This is where you see dogs get very reactive. Okay, they'll lock in, they get stressed, they don't want to move forward. And so I actually did a video on that. And if you want to watch the video, I'm putting extra content as part of the member area option, so you'll be able to see that video of me of how to deal with reactivity that way. So again, in terms of how to move forward, how to apply the method, how to take the stress off the dog, how to get a dog to start to relax and accept going to narrow or tighter spaces. That's all part of, again, of symptomatic of a relationship problem. Okay, I understand when you see certain things with dogs, it really does kind of highlight why the dog needs help. And so it's all about our role. It's all about how to get a dog to relax, to come into agreement. So there's certain ways to go about doing that. And so again, if you watch the video, you'll see how I'm dealing with that in a very specific way. Okay, just how to do it properly, how not to get the dog to go into high challenge or panic or back out. So just how to just do it in a way that the dog is going to just start to release that way of thinking. Okay, so again, that's something that just happened. So we went through that. Now, what we do here again is another just one-step method. Now, choke chain, again, important. We came in here, I had to reverse it here. It wasn't on the right way. So again, it's about, again, using tools, trying to establish leverage here. So here, what I'm going to be doing here with Brody is I'm going to be moving with the one-step method. As I move with him, same as the prior video, I'm going to be just taking one step at a time. And this is all about having the right conversation. I call it a type of conversation, the one-step method. It does turn into a type of power play, with influence and control being the core ingredients part of that conversation. Okay, now the intent part is to how I'm moving with the leash and how I'm moving my body and how I'm moving the exact same way all the time. The dog understands intent. Okay, it's about language through intent. And also about perceptions changing through those core ingredients being part of the interaction themselves. So when I'm doing training, I'm not focused on the sit the way most trainers are focused, or a down. That's not what, the dog like Brody may end up in a sit or end up in a down at the end of the interaction, but it's the interaction itself that is my primary focus. Okay, it's about him coming into agreement with, okay, through intent, through the method. So I'm not bribing Brody, I'm not using treats, and I'm not using or even some expectation that's been set up. Okay, I'm removing all that. So I'm kind of like re-signing the social contract. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. And so that's what creates change. And then at a certain point in the process, I will start to use commands. That's when the meaning is achieved through perceptions changing. So here, I'm going to start to move with Brody again, the one-step method. As I do it, like always, I always expect a little bit more each time. Okay, it may not be a lot, so you always adjust your expectations. If a dog is really super stubborn and very, you're just starting, then you have to gauge those expectations, just a little bit at a time. Because again, the goal here is to achieve the maximum amount of agreeableness the right way, okay, and the least amount of challenge possible. Okay, so you're going to get some not liking if you're doing it right anyway, but it's all about technique. Okay, it's all about how I'm moving. So here, it's the same thing. So as I move forward with the leash, as soon as I take a step out, I expect him to, now here, better with coming into the staging area, still stubborn on the sit a little bit, but still going in. Little push-pull. And again, move forward again. Same thing. Push-pull. Better already. Okay, this is already better 3 hours in, okay, from the last time. But this is where, I'm doing this using the crate to give him some downtime in between these interactions, so that, not for punishment. So the crate's about just working through. So for a dog, how I use the crate, it translates into, okay, this is just normal, because I'm not going in here because Dale's upset with me or I did something wrong. It's just a fall over place. In fact, I'll be hanging out near him oftentimes, especially live initially, and just projecting leadership. And so just like it's like a normal thing. Okay, it's about part of the relationship. So when you use the crate is about structure, because he needs more structure. Because if you allow too much freedom, okay, during a process, everything becomes about a supply source. Okay, that stinking thinking is happening everywhere, and so it's not going to be helpful. So freedom comes, more freedom comes, but as perceptions change. Okay, so right now you have to kind of draw into the structure, into the method, more so to set up freedom the right way. So same thing here. So as I move with the leash, as I move, he senses me moving, but then again, influence and control are on part of it, and I want him, like I said, right in the staging area here. It's like the shadow coming over him. Okay, so the whole goal here, I don't want him out in front, I don't want him behind me, I don't want him too far back. We deal with a bigger dog, say if you're dealing with a bigger dog like a Rottweiler or a big dog, you have to kind of make it so that you have to kind of have them go ahead a little bit and then go back and then it'll line up properly. So you don't want peripherally, you don't want them up in front. Okay, you need this to line up, because it is about the physical level. It's still about perceptions of the dog. Okay, why dogs want to get out in front, right? Control. So here, same thing. Take a step forward. I want to line this up, so I want them right where I want them, very close to me. And same thing. Now, here's the thing too: as we're doing this, a dog will look depressed. Okay, understand that. But the level of how that type of depressive look, that not liking, as I call it, you have to think the same way. It's the same as a child not liking the parent starting to get in their airspace, a selfish child, with that transition from a different parenting stock, right? The child isn't going to like it. So here, what you'll see with dogs, and this is hard for people because, for example, if I pulled out treats right now, or started to engage in like a lot of petting and bribery, he'll appear happier, okay? But don't be deceived, okay? Understand this is where people will get, dogs can look very happy and then someone still gets bitten, okay? This is about understanding that transition process. So as things move along, he will look happier the right way as the stress comes off of him and the roles are transitioned properly, okay? The problem is, if they're not transitioned properly, the dog can appear better and not be. That happens all the time. This is where people get caught in their emotions, their feelings, appearances, a total lack of depth, not connecting dots properly, because those two core ingredients in most training that trainers do, those two core ingredients, influence and control, are not present the right way, okay? So here, we want to make sure that the transition's the right way, so he will have that depressive look because it's a power play, okay? As I'm moving, he's not going to like part of what I'm doing if he had control before, but that offers up a bad image or a false image of nature. Okay, just the same reason why he had a certain reaction in tight spaces, and why the walk is a problem for his owners. Okay, all those things are happening. He's 8 months. So here's the same thing. So I move forward, take a step. I'm going to move him right to the position I want.